قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this live episode coming to you every Saturday between Maghrib and Isha here in Mecca region. And our first caller for tonight is Mehwish from the US.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, in order to cut to the chase, my question is, what should an Islamic wedding party look like? What does it look like? Because I know what not to do. I know there's no free mixing. I know that the husband and wife, normally in weddings, they are on stage together where all eyes are on them, mahrams and non-mahrams included. They cut the cake together. They have music, dancing. So if we are not allowed to do this, how do we actually conduct a proper Islamic wedding? Jazakumullahu khairan.
Wa jazakum. Well, as you have clearly stated, we have an Islamic wedding and a non-Islamic wedding. And this tends to spark some aggravation and some resentment in the hearts of those cultural Muslims. We have real Muslims who say, according to the Quran, without any questions asked, سَمِعْنَا وَأَطَعْنَا غُفْرَانَكَ رَبَّنَا. They have no problem with the rulings of Islam when it comes to them, illustrated and displayed from the Quran and from the Sunnah. They completely comply. These are real Muslims. There are cultural Muslims who are Muslims by ID card, by birth. So when there's a clash between their culture, their customs, and Islam, they prefer to follow their culture and customs. And definitely, you can't argue with such people because they don't care. When you tell them this goes against Quran and Sunnah, said, this is the culture. This is what we found our forefathers doing. Exactly as described in the Quran when the Prophet ﷺ came to the idol worshippers, telling them about Islam, they said, this is what we found our forefathers doing and worshiping. So we are on their way. Now, an Islamic wedding is a wedding where there is no haram in it. Number one, it is fully segregated. So men are segregated from women totally. They don't see one another. The men are feasting and having their talks and gathering alone. No women, no maids, no waitresses, nothing. It's all men. And the women are segregated in their hall. No waiters come to serve, no men come and see them in their full glamour and beauty. A'udhu billah. No Muslim would allow this to his mom, to his sister, to his daughter, let alone his wife, in her bridal wedding dress and in her full makeup. You're not a man. You're not a real man. You're a wimp when you allow your brother, your uncle, and strangers and neighbors to come and watch your wife snap photographs of her. What kind of a man are you, man? Yeah, give me a break. Men sit, and it's a cultural thing. Whatever they want to do, as long as they don't go against Quran and Sunnah, that's fine. There's no music, there is no dancing for men, there is no haram activities done. Anything else goes. Women, on the other hand, are different. The Prophet recommended that there would be some form of chanting, playing the duf, and dancing would be fine in a proper way. This is a joyful night. So women love to have fun. And this is what the Prophet said to Mother Aisha, alayhi salatu salam, and may Allah be pleased with her, when she came back from wedding. And she said, I was at a wedding. So the Prophet said, did you have some nasheed? Did you have some duf playing and the likes? Because the Ansar love to hear such chants and nasheeds and songs. Yes, there's nothing haram. There are no musical instruments. There's no DJ coming to mix music, and the music is totally prohibited. But nasheeds and chanting and beautiful lyrics and enjoying themselves, totally halal. Go ahead and have fun. So the haram things must be avoided. And that is what is labeled as an Islamic wedding. Not a specific format, not a specific culture or tradition. No, it's open. Those who have their Indian culture, Pakistani culture, Middle Eastern culture, Western culture, there's no problem. Providing that you scrutinize it, you filter it through the Quran and the Sunnah so that nothing haram is being practiced. And there's nothing wrong in having fun, but don't cross the line. Don't have any type of mixing between the genders, no types of music. Don't exceed the limit, staying late at 1 or 2 o'clock a.m. and then end up wasting Fajr time and people don't pray. Don't exaggerate and be extravagant in throwing food in the dumpster because nobody ate it. And you cook a lot of food and nobody eats it. And the likes, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. Suham from the US.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
So, I have a scenario in Salah. If I reciting something, a verse or a tahiyyat or something, and I'm in the middle of it, I didn't finish it, I'm in the middle of it, then due to OCD or whatever, I start from the beginning. Then I start reciting it. Then it comes to my mind, maybe I shouldn't have repeated it because it might change the meaning. So right now, I don't know whether should I start from the beginning or the middle where I left it or currently where I'm at.
What is recommended that you continue where you stopped. But if due to your OCD, you are stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you begin from the very beginning, again, no problem, just continue with it. The issue is that I fear that if you follow this process of beginning from the start, that this would be a vicious circle, and every time you come to the middle, you go ahead and restart and go on and on and on and on to an endless process, which is what Shaitan wants exactly from you. So the best thing to do is to stop this process and continue from where you stopped. Because what you've recited was valid and sufficient. Continue till the end and always ignore the notion that maybe I made a mistake. No, maybe is doubt, and certainty is not affected by doubt. Unless you have proof and evidence, ignore it and move on. Sumaya from the UK. Sumaya. Daryl from the UK.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
So, we share an area with our Christian neighbor where we like put our rubbish, like our food waste boxes outside for collection. And when they go to collect theirs, they also help bring in ours sometimes. So my question is, can I help bring in their emptied one as well? But the thing is, in the past, my mom said that they buy pork, and I did see one time a non-halal chicken package outside. But I don't see what they throw now because they take it out after us.
Are you talking about the trash bin?
Yeah.
There's no problem in that, inshallah. There's no collaboration on evil or vice in it. It's trash. So they help you, you help them. There's no problem in that, inshallah. Tawfiq from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So, Sheikh, I'm considering depositing money in an Islamic bank account. They claim their services are Sharia compliant, supervised by a Sharia board, and based on a mudaraba contract where the bank invests the fund and shares the profit with depositors. So when opening an account, they mention a percentage return on my deposit amount for a fixed term. This percentage is based on their past investment history, and the percentage I get after the term may be less than or greater than this approximate. And also, if there are any losses, I will be the one to bear it. Is keeping money in this account halal?
First of all, unfortunately, the label Islamic banks is widely spread. And the vast majority of them may have a Sharia board, which is good. Unfortunately, this Sharia board gives verdicts and rulings upon Islamic windows and Islamic transactions theoretically. So they convene once every couple of months, maybe sometimes once a month, maybe once every couple of weeks. And they overlook a number of transactions and they verify or deny. And this is fine. However, when it is to be implemented by the corporate banking, these guys have a target and they just want to sell, whether by murabaha, by tawarruq, by whatever. They just want to end the process, achieve their targets of X amount of money per year so that they get the bonus. Halal, haram, it doesn't matter to them. And they usually try to look at the rulings, fatwas, and verdicts of the Sharia board and implement it or bend it a little bit so it would fix their objective and comply with their objective to achieve their targets. And this is the loophole, and this is the problem. Banks that do not have an audit department, a Sharia audit department, because the Sharia board is separate. They're different scholars working in different companies, universities, independent. They're being paid for their meetings. They have a hefty bonus, but they don't overlook the transactions of the bank itself, which means that if a mistake happens, they don't know. They're totally oblivious about it. The Sharia department in the bank that works 9 to 5 every single day and goes around and looks and overlooks and audits the transactions is the one that ensures that the transactions are actually in line with the Sharia board that gave their rulings and verdicts. And this is what makes it halal. How many banks have the Sharia board department, or sorry, the Sharia department, the audit department? I think maybe 2%, 1% maybe, in all the Sharia banks. So what you've described is theoretically fine. I'm an Islamic bank. According to the musharaka and the likes, if you put your money, like invest $10,000 with us in a fixed deposit account, for 6 months. We guess that we will give you 6% profit. That's the average margin. Now, we don't promise you to be 6% because if we promise you, this is clear riba. But we say it is most likely to be within this range. However, if there is a loss in our venture, in our transactions, you'll bear the loss because you are the capital owner. We're just the facilitators. And this is the right Islamic concept of mudaraba. I do the work, you provide the money. We make a profit, you take a percentage, I take a percentage that we've agreed upon earlier. There is a loss, I lose my work, my effort, my struggle to do a profit, and you lose your capital. That's fair. And if we make a profit, then we will give you the profit, which is approximately 6%, 7%. It may go a bit, may be below that. That's fine Islamically, if they walk the talk and do it Islamically. Sad man from Bangladesh.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, my question is, if someone's mother disrespected that going to the mosque early in the prayer of Jumu'ah is, suppose she told that this is a waste of time, and the son got worried, and so he told to his mother that this is not okay, and he told to repeat the Shahada. So is it like doubting and giving takfir to the mother, and is
True.
it something
Yes.
impermissible?
Yes, it is takfir, and it is not permissible.
So should he repeat the Shahada? The person, the son.
Why is this person, why is this individual so keen on throwing takfir either at his mom, and if it doesn't work, then it deflects on him, and if it doesn't work, let me see, maybe the Sheikh Asim should say the Shahada. Why is it someone has to take it? Why is it someone has to carry the torch of being a kafir? Your mom said something inappropriate, 100%. Saying that going to Jumu'ah early is a waste of time goes against the hadith, where the Prophet ﷺ recommended going at the first hour of Jumu'ah and said that it's like sacrificing a camel. Those who go in the second hour, it's like sacrificing a cow. Those who go in the third hour, it's like sacrificing a sheep. Those who go in the fourth hour, it's like giving a sacrifice of a chicken. If you go in the fifth hour, it's like giving sacrifice of an egg. When the imam comes out and gives the salam to start the khutbah, the angels fold their books and they sit to listen, which means that there is no sacrifice, no reward, no charity afterwards. So by saying that this is a waste of time, this is total ignorance of your mother. And most likely she doesn't know the hadith. Had she known it, and had she believed that this is the teaching and the recommendation of the Prophet ﷺ, then she insisted that, no, even though if the Prophet said it, that is wrong, that was at his time, and it's a waste of time, one should not do this. Okay, now we have a problem. But as Muslims, we don't jump the gun. We don't rush to pull the trigger. We take our time. Takfir has to have conditions in order to be implemented. Knowledge, intention, choosing, no obstacles available such as ignorance, misunderstanding, misinterpreting, forgetfulness, and the likes. So we always give people the benefit of the doubt, teaching them and trying to accommodate their ignorance and correcting them is far, far greater than just throwing takfir left, right, and center. Carol from Russia.
Sheikh, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, I have a question with regards to the gelatin. I have read that scientists say that there is no istihala occurring with gelatin. I live in a Christian country, so my question is, will the basic principle of meats of Ahlul Kitab be applicable to gelatin? As gelatin can be done in a halal way, without pork and dead meat, etc. Also, is trying to avoid it is going to extremes because the Prophet did not avoid the meat of the people of the book. For context, trying to avoid it is really difficult.
Yeah, Carol. Why are you doing this? Driving over the speed limit and crossing the double white line, which means that you should not cross. You are entitled for one question, akhi. And you go like over 100 miles per hour and not abiding by the speed limit and crossing people, endangering your life and my life. You're entitled for one question. As per the gelatin issue, yes, it is an issue of dispute. Some scholars say there is no istihala. What is istihala, by the way? Istihala is total transformation from one entity to the other. So if a dog falls into a salt pit and dies eventually, and we come after 6 months, we dig and try to look for the remains of the dog and it's gone. The dog itself turned into salt. Should we render the whole salt pit to be najis? No, because the dog has been transformed totally, nothing remains, into a different entity. If we irrigate an apple tree with sewer water, and then 3 months later we take the apple and tastes urine. No, it tastes good. It tastes like an apple. Should we say that, no, this is najis, we can't use it? The answer is no, because the water, the najis water, has been transformed into something halal. The guts of a cow, where it has the digested food and the likes, that turns from blood and filth into pure milk. This is transformation. This is halal, and the likes. So the concept of istihala is found in the books of fiqh. Some scholars say that gelatin undergoes a rigorous and a very harsh process of transformation from pork, dead meat, bones, skin, and the likes into this gelatin, physically, chemically, totally transformed. And the hardship that we see in our lives when we buy medicine, when we buy candy, when we buy foods, when we buy different eatables, with the presence of gelatin in it, this hardship of being unable to segregate renders the issue to be eased and softer, as this is the concept of Islam. Other scholars say, no, it doesn't change, it doesn't transform, and we have. So it's an issue of dispute. I personally follow the opinion that says it has transformed totally, and the ease of Islam makes it, or makes life easy to consume these things that we cannot pinpoint and say for certainty that this is pork, this is dead meat, these are bones of dead animals. We can't, because it's different. It's a total different material and substance. Can we follow the concept, and this is your second question, though I'm not supposed to entertain it. Can we, if we follow the latter opinion that says no, there's no transformation, can we say that the gelatin in these countries, like Europe, America that are Christians, or Russia that are Orthodox Catholics or Orthodox Christians. Can we say that it is halal like the meat slaughtered there because they're Ahlul Kitab, the people of the book? The answer is no. If you follow the ladder that says there's no transformation, because they use slaughtered meat, but they also use pork, and they also use blood and halves and hate and the likes and the skins, which is not halal because there's no transformation. So I personally follow the first opinion, which says there is, and Allah knows best. Kashif from India.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Sheikh, I want to ask that I have some perfumes that have the preacher's figure of living beings and photo, and some medals also. So can I use them as decoration and put them in cupboard that can be seen?
You have what?
Perfumes and medals.
That has what?
Figure of living beings.
Okay. As per perfumes, if the perfume has a logo that has, for example, a bird or a human being, it is okay to use the perfume, but these images should be covered because it's a two-dimensional image, it's a drawing. But if the bottle of the perfume is on the shape of a human being with a head, or the shape of a pelican, or an elephant, which is a 3D statue, that is haram to have. And the same goes for the medal, and Allah knows best. Talha from the UK.
Salam, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Sheikh, hope all is well. Good to have you back on us, Zad. Hey, Sheikh, so I'm just saving up to move out, and I've got a bit of money. I'm just waiting for a job now to leave home. I'm a revert. And last night, my brother, he came home intoxicated. When I was out yesterday during the daytime, he basically had gone through my room and he had found a book to do with the religion. In the past, this has happened before, and he's gone crazy, and then things have calmed down. And then yesterday, he came back home intoxicated when I was sleeping, and he started kicking off. Now, Sheikh, I've been very calm in my life, but here in the UK, we're allowed to defend ourselves if there's, by law, the law protects us in this way, that if there's a danger, we are allowed to use physical force back. Now I want to start training in maybe judo, BJJ, or wrestling, one of these, so that not just necessarily him, but if anyone tries to mess about and I have to defend myself, like, I'll give it to him if I have to. I don't want to get to that, but my question is to you. If I start going to some of these clubs, I found a club that Muslim brothers, they train, they're the trainers. Majority of the people, it seems, from the pictures I've seen on the Instagram, on that club site, they cover below their knee, but some of the people that train there don't. So if I was grappling with someone that does cover, but the other people that are training don't, or say the instructors, the trainers, sometimes they don't, they wear shorts, sometimes they wear long trousers, not trousers, but jogging bottoms. If there's like that element there, can I still train at these places? And may Allah bless you, Sheikh, for all your help.
As long as you're not sparring with someone's aura exposed, and the one you are sparring with has the proper Islamic dress, you're not accountable for the others who are training with shorts. Don't look at them, lower your gaze, and just focus on your opponent or your sparring partner, and inshallah, you'll be fine. Muhammad from Indonesia.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Alaykum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Excuse me, Sheikh. So, actually, I don't know about the laws of purity and impurity in Islam. So, when I was mopping several rooms, I mopped, then I found several droppings of house lizard. Then I mopped them and then just continue mopping another area of the floor without clean the mop first. What is the status of the purity of the other floor, as the sign of impurity is not seen and male. Jazakallah khairan.
Wajazakum. The droppings of a lizard is an issue of dispute whether it's pure or impure. And the most authentic it is impure. Now, when it's dried and you mop it and there are no traces of wetness, that's fine. There's no problem in using that same mop to mop other areas as long as we don't see any traces of the impurity available or present, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best. It seems that due to the fact that we've been off air for about a couple of weeks due to the Eid holidays, and last week I was not feeling well, my voice, you could tell that I still have some problems with it. I could not come up last week. It seems that there are no people anticipating that there will be a live episode today. So unfortunately, we don't have any questions left, which means that we have to conclude our session earlier than scheduled, hoping to meet you tomorrow, Sunday at 4:30 here in Mecca region. So hopefully, inshallah, tomorrow we will be having more questions to answer. And until then, I leave you في أمان الله. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
قل هذه سبيلي أدعو إلى الله على بصيرة أنا ومن اتبعني وسبحان الله وما أنا من المشركين.